Page 10, March in G. 4/4 time, 1 sharp, so we're in either G major or E minor, because those are the two key signatures with 1 sharp. If we look at the last measure, it's here. So I guess it sounds like G major to me. Right hand first, let's make sure we have the notes. You're starting with 3rd finger on B, that puts you in this position to start. So you got some B's and then a C and a D. Make sure you can say the names of all these notes. Just don't worry about the rhythm. All we're dealing is fingering and notes. There's a C sharp right there. And then reach down the octave to get the low D. Connect them. Then you have a rest to come back up, 3rd finger on there again. Isn't this fun? Oh boy. And then you go. That's the notes. Put in the rhythm. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then the quarter notes, you can get those I hope. 1 and 2 and 3 and rest and. Make sure you come up on 4. 3 and 4 and right there. You need that time anyway to come back up here. Because for the second line. And so you get the rhythm worked out. Now the right hand, or the left hand, excuse me, thumb here, so you're starting here. Don't forget the F sharp. It's in the key signature. It's a whole note. So you're going to hold that down for 4 counts, and then the F sharp. Hold that down for 4 counts, and then here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Kind of combining the notes and the rhythm all together on this because it's fairly simple, and when it's simple enough you can combine things together. If this left hand were really tricky, then I'd forget the rhythm and I'd just work on the notes and the fingering first. But we'll do it all together here. Second line, you're starting out okay in the second measure, and then the 3rd measure. You got to reach down here, just spread out, 4th finger on the B, claps, and then here, reach down with a little finger for the G, and up for that G, because you're at an octave here. So you're moving around a little bit in the left hand there. You want to connect these notes with the fingers. Here, we'll do the articulation later. Right now we're connecting everything. Now you may have to be looking at the piano on some of these moves. That's okay if you have to, but don't be looking at the piano all the time. You should only be having to look down when you have a move, like into the first line. In the right hand, you got to go from here to here. You might have to look up down the piano to make sure you get that. But in the left hand, at the end of this, you want to be able to develop a feel for where these keys are, so that you don't have to look at the keyboard eventually. You may have to look at first, but eventually you want to get to where you can feel that here. So you want to feel going 1 key somewhere and an octave. You want to make sure you know what an octave feels like. It takes time. You don't have to do this overnight. You don't have to have it mastered on this piece. You know, it takes time over a bunch of pieces or books or whatever, but eventually you want to get to where you can move around, crawling around like a bug without looking at the keyboard. Put the hands together. We're here. Idea. I don't want to play it for you because I don't want you copying me, but that's the general idea how it might go. And then we can add the articulation. In the right hand we have these staccatos. Nice light wrist staccato. And I'm on the key and I'm bouncing off. Boom, boom, boom. Connect all of this. Same thing, like so. Now the left hand on this there's nothing really marked until the last measure, so for the most part keep the left hand connected, just connect everything. Really, when they don't tell you anything to do, you have a choice. You can connect it or not connect it. Maybe you connect some things but not others. Look at the last 2 measures of the first line here. I might want to go up. I could play those staccato if I wanted to. There's nothing marked. I can do what I want. Here, my choice, or I can connect them. You have to experiment, and how do you like it? It's called interpreting the music. You follow the directions in the music, but you can do more than that. And you get to the last measure in the left hand, 2 staccato notes, and then not a staccato. So they're telling you don't connect them. The last 3 measures, so the second line you're here, I might hear and separate that. You experiment with the articulation and see if different ways of interpreting the music. This is called exploring. Have an adventure here. Then we add the dynamics. Not a lot of dynamics. The first line is medium loud or moderately loud. That's the right hand. Keep the left hand soft. And the second line is moderately soft. There's not a lot of difference between moderately loud and moderately soft. They're right next to each other. So the first line is just going to be a little louder than the second. It's really, and you're kind of staying in the middle. So it's here. And then you get to the second line, it's a little softer. But the left hand has to stay very soft the whole, keep it out of the way. Then speed-wise, moderato, it's a march. Left, right, left, right. Left. That crescendo there, that's the right hand. Each one's get a little louder. Here, and the last 2 measures of the second line, you got a decrescendo. We're already moderately soft. You're going to go down to soft. Plan it out. So here, this might be a little softer. This is softer. That's where you're headed. Don't get too soft until that last measure there. You have to plan that out. And then keep the left hand softer than all of that so it's out of the way. We want to hear the right hand. That's the melody. Now that's about what my opinion of this thing is. Let's try this out slowly together. Just to check the notes and the rhythms and all. We're going to go really, really slow. I'm not going to do any dynamics. Just notes and rhythms. I'll give us 4 counts. 1, 2, ready and go, and 1 and 2 and 3 and